Hi guys! Welcome to another Right Way Wednesday. My name is Sarah O'Brien. I'm a member of the Quality Assurance and Compliance team. A couple of months ago, I think it was back at the end of March, I did a video on a couple of CPT codes that are utilized, 97110, 97116, and 97530. So TheraX, GATE, and TheraAct. I received some feedback asking for some more codes, and as I've been out in the field, I have run across a couple of questions about the two codes that I'd like to talk about today, and those are 97112, which is Neuromuscular Education, and 97535, which is Self-Care Management Training. So one of the resources that I want to direct you to right now is the Doc Tools button on your iPads. Will take you to a folder that has the CPT guide folder as well. In that folder, there's a ton of information about all the different types of CPT codes that we typically see used. Everything from the 97110, which is TheraAct, through speech, some group treatment codes, things like that, and it gives you a good set of information about what the code is, what it's utilized for typically, and then some adequate versus inadequate documentation. So some of the information that I'm taking and talking about here today, I've taken straight from the CPT code guides for these two codes. So let's dive right in. So one of the things that I have come across with neuromuscular reeducation is the myth that it has to be done only on patients that have a neurodiagnosis. And this is absolutely false. We can use this code for a wide variety of diagnoses because it is truly based on the intervention that's provided. We do have to adequately support it within our documentation, so we have to show that skill and the neuro components to our intervention in order for it to be supported, but it is definitely something that we can utilize on a fairly regular basis with a lot of our patients. The main thing about neuromuscular reeducation is that it is the reeducation of movement, balance, coordination, kinesthetic sense, posture, proprioception, for both sitting and standing activities. So even if a patient can't ambulate and is in a wheelchair, we could still do neuromuscular reeducation. Some of the principles to think about are repetition, because neuromuscular education typically takes quite a decent amount of repetition in order to retrain some of those neural pathways. Continuity, continuing to do these same types of treatments, having that continuity through other movements is good. Voluntary motion, establishing those new patterns and pathways, functional integration, making sure that that patient links what we're doing to something functional, which definitely helps in that retraining. And also muscle strength and endurance, it really does help with those. So let's take a look at a couple of examples of some inadequate versus adequate documentation under this code. One of the inadequate one of the inadequate notes that has been written is directed patient at contact guard during standing balance task, reaching in and out of base of support in order to facilitate safe performance, of ADLs and IADLs. There's a lot missing from this note. It looks a lot like the majority of notes that I see with this reaching motion, but let's listen to one that is considered adequate. Therapists instructed patient in balance techniques, including protective extension and equilibrium reactions, utilizing proper hand placement to safely complete toilet transfer while maintaining right lower extremity toe touch weight bearing. Patient required minimal assistance and intermittent verbal cues to maintain balance ×2 trials. Now we can see the functional integration into that toilet transfer, I'm sorry. We can see that we're working on protective extension and equilibrium reactions, so those neural components are there. So one of the things to keep in mind with all of this inadequate versus adequate documentation is that the adequate documentation has that skilled component. It has the presence of the therapist in that note. We can see what you guys are providing. It's not just what the patient's doing and at what assistance level, because really CNAs can do a lot of that, the same type of thing as just cueing or providing a certain amount of assistance. It's really the education, the training, the hands-on cueing that's specialized for those types of interventions that we have to have in those notes. So the next CPT code that we want to discuss today is 97535, or self-care management training. This is really the training of ADLs and IADLs, cooking, cleaning, bathing, dressing, toileting, things like that that the patient is going to be doing functionally when they have discharged from therapy. You want to make sure that it's meaningful to them, so we want to be asking what they're going to have to do after they discharge. Are they going to be going home independent? And if so, are they going to be cooking? Are they going to be responsible for cleaning, laundry, things like that? If so, definitely incorporate it into your treatments. That is one of the main things that patients love when we're treating them, is that we're making this super functional and super specific for them. So one of the examples of inadequate documentation under this sounds like patient dons socks and shoes using reacher and sock aid with minimum assistance. There's not much there that's skilled, so we really need to have it sound more like therapist trained patient to correctly sequence the use of a reacher and sock aid to don socks and shoes and pull on pants. Patient required moderate tactile assistance with use of sock aid to apply sock to the sock aid due to decreased grasp strength. Patient able to use reacher to grasp shoe and pants with minimal verbal cues. So we can see what type of intervention we're providing. And again, the biggest thing really is to get yourself into that note, that skilled note. Show them what you're doing. We all know that you guys are providing excellent functional treatments, but we really need to see it in the documentation for it to be fully supported. So thanks for watching. I hope that this was beneficial for you guys. If you have any questions, please just go ahead and comment below, and we'll answer your questions as soon as possible. And you can always reach out to us at qac@healthpro-heritage.com. Thanks so much and have a great day.